Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today I'm returning to Ultimate General Civil War. This is like my fifth take to try and get this intro to the video done well, and hopefully it's a little bit better because I'm not going to retake it again. Again, we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War. This is, I want to say, part 15 of a live stream that I did, a couple of weeks ago now, and feels like the series is getting a little bit long in the tooth. I know a lot of you guys are really enjoying the live stream audio, which I'm posting with these videos, but I'm considering chopping that out from time to time and maybe posting different videos. I'm not going to do that in this video. I am going to give you the live stream audio in a few moments, but what I am going to let you guys know is I'm just giving you kind of a couple of heads up. I've actually been out of town for the last week in Puerto Rico on vacation, and I had some videos that were lined up, and I've continued to post content, but if you've noticed, I've been quite as active in the chat, and that's because I've actually been out of the 50 United States. It's certainly still part of the U.S., but just, it's a colony, if you will. Crazy to say that in the year 2016. But anyway, so the point of this video is kind of an update, but also just to return to the Ultimate General Civil War series. Now, I've been posting Ultimate General Civil War every other day, and I think that trend will continue until this series runs out. We've got about 14 episodes left. I've got about 7 hours of content. If I break those into 30-minute segments, as I've been doing, that means about 14 more episodes, so we're at about the halfway point. And I will continue also as the game releases new battles or updates and the early access kind of progresses. I will continue to return to the series as it seems to be something that a lot of people really like. But what I'm really talking about here today is just a few updates on the channel. So I'm going to continue posting Ultimate General Civil War footage. I'm going to continue to intersperse that with actual live stream footage and commentary, although from time to time I may break that and pull that audio out and replace it with something else. That's because I've got a few ideas about what I want to do with the channel going forward. As many of you have noticed, the Rule the Waves series has come to an end, at least for my part. Tortuga Power has taken the series over. I have run my course as Admiral of the French Navy, and I'll post a link in the description. I encourage you to check out the playlist I've put together that continues the series moving forward. But for the moment, my play of Rule the Waves has ended. So that means I've got to replace it with something. I'm not just going to become the Ultimate General Civil War channel, as much as, it is a great game and a lot of fun to play. That's not going to be the exclusive content of this channel. So what does that mean going forward? Well, there's a few things I want to do. So I guess maybe we'll rebrand this entire video as just sort of a channel update and strip that out and maybe not make this so much an Ultimate General Civil War episode. But anyway, hear me out. So Ultimate General Civil War will continue for the next month, roughly, every other day. So 14 episodes every other day that last about a month. So about another month of Ultimate General Civil War. What that means is I'm going to need something for those other days. And I've got a few ideas that I want to cover, and every once in a while I may break the Ultimate General every other day bit up in order to accommodate what I'm looking at doing. But without being too long-winded about it, I'm going to do a few things. First of all, I'm going to cover Strategic Command, a new game by Matrix. So Strategic Command was this series that was run by Battlefront, I believe it was, for a long time. They've made a couple of different versions, and then Matrix/Slytherin Games took it over, and they just released a new version of the game. I'm going to cover that. I've got a review copy. I haven't looked at it yet, mainly because I've been out of the country for a while. Not country, but out of the 50 United States. And I want to cover that. So I'm going to start a series of some kind looking at Strategic Command. In addition to that, there's a few other games that have come out that I've gotten keys to that I want to look at. War of Rights has also asked me to do a sort of first look of their pre-beta game that's more of a first-person shooter kind of thing, but it's looking at the Civil War, so I think that's appropriate to this channel, so I'll definitely cover that. In addition to that, I also have a few other ideas. So we're coming to the end of 2016, and that means that there are going to be sort of top games of the year coming out, different awards that come out at the end of every year. And while I'm not going to do awards, because I don't review games per se, I am going to go ahead and do my own series of what are the 5 games I've played the most of. I've done that each of the last 2 years, and they've been very popular. So there will be a video there that's coming out before the end of the year. Last year I didn't do it, I don't think, till February or March. I was really behind. But I'm going to do a top 5 most played war games of the year for me, the historical gamer, or maybe top 5 most played strategy games of the year. And then I'm going to do 5 games that I'm looking forward to in 2017. It's always difficult, I find, to do a most anticipated games for war games. Do a video series that focuses on the most anticipated games coming up next year, because so few war games really publicize their games in advance. It's interesting, if you look at like first-person shooters or any mainstream game, they tend to announce their game months in advance, and they've got this whole marketing campaign that runs up to the game, and it doesn't stop until the game releases, and you've heard about it and been hit over the head with it over and over and over again. War games don't have the same marketing budget, that's obvious, but they also don't seem to announce themselves very far in advance. It seems like, okay, the game is announced, and then a month later or a week later or a couple of days later it comes out. That was the case with Ultimate General Civil War. It was kind of like, hey, this is what's coming. It's going to be early access, and 5 days later it's out. And I get that it's early access and it's not really out, but usually you'd think you would build up some sort of hype or whatever around it, and war games don't do that. So it makes a future state video that's saying, what are the top 5 games you're really looking forward to in 2017, really difficult. But I did do it the last 2 years, and I've got 5 games that I know that are coming out that I'm excited about. I don't know if they're necessarily the most anticipated games for me, if only because I don't know what's coming out next year yet. So, but these are 5 games that I am really excited about, and I definitely want to play, and they are coming out hopefully next year. So I will intend to cover that. So we've got a top 5 most anticipated games. We've got a top 5, most played games, and those 2 videos will come out. In addition to that, we've got a Strategic Command series that's going to come out. We've got more Ultimate General Civil War stuff that's going to come out. I'd like to do some Scourge of War stuff as well, and then I also want to try and do a few other just kind of random games that I have keys for. So it may be a little bit difficult to compress all this content. I may end up pushing some Ultimate General stuff, if only to free up some space, because I've been covering it for a while. I don't want to do more than 1 video a day. It seems like 1 video a day is kind of the pinnacle of what I can support. I've never even run 1 video a day for more than a week or 2, and I've been doing that for almost a month now, and that's quite a lot of content that has to come out. But in addition to that, it's also, I don't want to spam people, right? I know a lot of people post 2 or 3 videos a day. That's not me. I want to post 1 video a day, and then, hopefully that's something that you guys enjoy. And I've seen huge upticks in terms of viewership for the channel as a whole in the last month since I've been doing that, although it has been tapering off a bit, and I don't want to overblow content. I want the stuff to be quality. In addition to that, I've got a few other ideas that I'd also like to cover that might be natural fits for Ultimate General footage. And one of those is I'd like to take a look at some, officer portraits of different officers that fought in the war. So I've been reading Bruce Catton's first volume to his 3-volume history of the Army of the Potomac in the Civil War, and I've been seeing a couple officers in there. I was just like, damn, these guys are really good officers, and no one talks about them, or at least they don't seem to get enough play, in my opinion. Or they were, potential game changers, but they fell too soon. And I really think making kind of a documentary style video would work with them. And I think that might be something that requires a little bit more editing than I usually do. Might require using some, portraits or what have you, and mixing that in with gameplay. I don't know if I'll use the existing Ultimate General footage, if I'll use some Scourge of War footage, if I'll mix things around. I'm not quite sure how I'll handle that, but I'd like to do a video series that's looking at some historical portraits of actual characters as well, outside of just a video game perspective, but almost like a history lesson type of thing about soldiers that play a role in video games that we play. So, I could do Philip Kearny, for example, for the Union Army, and I could play Take Command 2 while I'm talking about him, and kind of post a video about that. I think those could be some interesting videos as well. So those are all things that I'm looking at doing with the channel going forward, and just kind of an update, I guess. Today is just more of an update about what's coming next with the channel. I realized originally I said this was going to be kind of more of a live stream audio feed like I usually do, but in this case I think it's actually just going to be a quick update video about what's coming next with the channel. So again, in summation, what I'm looking at doing, and I'm back in the States, in the States now, so it's something where I can kind of update you guys on what my plans are going forward. Before, I just had all these videos lined up and was posting them one day after another, and I wasn't really able to do much. But now that I'm back, I want to let you know that I'm going to continue the Ultimate General series that you're looking at here. I'm going to start a Strategic Command series. In addition to that, I'm going to cover a few other games interspersed, nothing quite as regular, I would say. And then I'm also going to do some, top 5 most played, top 5 most anticipated, and then maybe some top 5 lists for Union generals or Confederate generals in the Civil War, and kind of go from there. But those are kind of my initial thoughts about what the channel is going to cover going forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely didn't anticipate it quite being the same sort of update video that this ended up being, but channel update nonetheless. Really want to send a big shout out and thanks to everybody. November was the best month the channel has seen by far. Over 100,000 views for the first time ever. I think our previous high was somewhere in the 70s. Blew all of our numbers out of the water. 200 plus and more subscribers than I've ever added in a single month, I think. And I can't really talk about other factors of the channel, but everything else, everything on the channel was record high. And December is tailing off a little bit off of November's figures, but if we had taken last month out of the picture, December's on pace to be record breaking in every way as well. So back-to-back really good months for the holiday season so far. I know we're only halfway through December, but thus far everything's looking great. You guys seem to be enjoying the channel. It seems like when Ultimate General releases a new game, the channel does very well, and I'm glad that you guys all enjoy it. But with all of that being said, that's enough of me rambling, guys. I'm going to end this video here, and we'll just progress the live stream to this point for our next video. Since we didn't really get into a battle, I don't think it really matters that much. I've talked enough between battles about rearming forces, and that's all we really did in this video. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and we'll pick up the live stream in the next video. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out. Oh, by the way, I highly recommend checking out the continuation of the Rule the Waves live stream, if only because apparently, and I haven't actually watched it yet, but based on his Twitter post anyway, Tortuga killed me in some sort of interesting or tragic way. So it might be interesting picking up the 31st episode in the Rule the Waves live stream, or not live stream, but the Rule the Waves Succession series between us. We kind of had this fun little thing of passing the torch from one player to another every 6 years, and I came up with an interesting way that my predecessor died, XTRG, and Tortuga apparently came up with a rather gruesome and unfortunate way that I may have met my end. So again, highly recommend checking it out, but as I said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and check out here, and once again, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.